Good morning, everybody. Today, I would like to talk about importance of projecting power. It has been always important to project the power from the ancient times to modernity. And we have seen through the history when the leaders are strong, the states are strong. When the leader becomes weaker, the state becomes weaker. We can bring hundreds of examples like Ottoman Empire, Suleiman Magnificent. He was strong as a leader, and during his times, the Ottoman Empire was expanding. He was glorified, he was respected. In many occasions, before battle was starting, the enemy was surrendering because fame of strong leader goes, you know, in advance of the leader himself. We have seen other examples. Alexander the Great, he, his fame was so great that before going to direct contact with the enemy, he was conquering, an enemy was surrendering. With the great leaders like Churchill, Adenauer, de Gaulle, Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt, were so important then, and their fame was so decisive in many victories. Um, Unfortunately, today's leaders sometimes disregard importance of projecting power. Yes, for example, we can see that United States, when it wants to project power, it sends its fleet with airplane carriers to different regions of the world, and it shows power. This American fleet approaching some Mediterranean or Pacific or Atlantic or some coast, and it in itself it is projecting power. Uh, Also, we can see countries to show about seriousness of its intention. It concentrates troops, it starts military exercises. It is all part of projecting power. But very important element of projecting power is leader himself. Leader himself should radiate power. Should everybody around him should understand that he is a strong leader, behind him is a strong country. But one without another doesn't work. Even if the most powerful state has to has strong leader. Um, my heart is breaking. For example, on the recent debate when we saw two, candidates, presidential candidates debating in the United States, Biden and Trump. We have seen one who is almost 82, 81 and a half, another one 78. One in the past, Biden was a great politician. He was state secretary, he was a senator, he was vice president of the United States. And we have seen him in the past being very strong leader, capable of delivering the very clear signals and, you know, person of experience and wise. But today, unfortunately, we see old person who cannot complete his sentence. uh, he sometimes he loses its direction where to go and everything, and we see on the social media, if you open any social media, Twitter, Facebook or YouTube, there are thousands of videos showing Biden weakness, you know, mental weakness or physical weakness, falling on many occasions, images when world leaders take him on his hand and directing him towards one or another direction. And we see his wife also, spouse is also trying to direct him, his aides and everybody. Of course, everybody knows the United States is superpower. There is a strong economy, strong political system, strong military behind the strength. But I believe that leader's strength is as important as the state itself. We have seen Ottoman Empire was not weaker during Suleiman II because his father, Selim II, Suleiman the Great, he was a great leader whose army came to Vienna and have taken control of the Balkans, of the Middle East, of the great areas, North Africa. And his son comes, and everything collapses. The same army, the same strong power, and they might his father left empire in good shape. And what happened? Because he was Selim II was alcoholic, he liked women, he was not interested in politics, and empires started to collapse. The same all other empires. So projecting power is today is as important as it was in the 15th century, 17th century, 20th century, and today is even more important. Look how dictators, today's dictators, know importance of the law of projecting power. We see Xi Jinping, we see Putin, we see even smaller dictators like Aliyev and others, how what importance they attach to projecting power. Even if they are not powerful, even if their economies are terrible, there are corruption, there are lots of problems. Economy is weak and political system is weak, corruption is huge, but they know at least by projecting personal power, they try to look like great, look like big. And we can bring also the same examples. We see, for example, projecting power when European leaders don't care about projecting personal power, and it shows them weak. We have seen Scholz, German chancellor, visiting, I think that one of the Gulf countries, and nobody meets him. He comes out, and there is nobody, just his ambassador or French or other. But we see how dictators and what a great attention dictators attach to these, ceremonial issues, how they do everything, how their protocol works in advance, and how everything is considered up to small details, very, very small details. Of course, for example, United States is 10 times more powerful than the Russia. But what you see, for example, President Putin comes to United Arab Emirates. In fact, United Arab Emirates is US, one of the key allies of the United States. And but Putin comes to United Arab Emirates. They get permission that his plane is accompanied by the Russian super jets, like Su-35, I think. And his plane comes, and there are, Russian military jets accompanying the plane of Russian president. Normally, he cannot do this because the military planes of another country entering the airspace of another country is, I would say, that violation of the norms. But they insist, and probably it is, of course, it's agreed with the United Arab Emirates protocol and airspace clearances is received to do this. Why it is done? It is again projecting power. The same about Xi Jinping, the same about Aliyev, the same about Lukashenko and others. Even with the weak state, dictators try to project power. Also, we take another example, lobbying. How great importance these dictators attach to the lobbying around the world. We see, countries which have less resources, but they spend enormous amount of money to show, to show up, to make advertisement. We have seen many times Azerbaijan, make advertisement about Baku being capital of the uh, cultural capital of Islamic world. Formula Formula Two, Formula One, cultural events, sport events. It's not just to, launder the money. It's also projecting importance. I have been, for a long time ambassador of Azerbaijan, and before I worked in the protocol department of the foreign ministry, and I know how small details are taken seriously. It's not important. Sometimes we can see that leaders of the countries come and wait in the corridor for the next meeting. It's not possible with Ilham Aliyev. Everything should be considered so that Ilham Aliyev cannot come for the meeting with the top European or Western leader and wait until he's free. No, everything is done that he comes, and they come to the meeting place the same minute, the same second. If you made mistake and your president had to wait in the corridor or in the waiting room for 5 minutes, it is a failure of the protocol. And this all is projecting power. And so that disregarding this is a big, big, big mistake. That's why I believe that in today's worlds, unfortunately, Western leaders they disregard this. They come to the airport and we see that nothing is ready, no carpet, no protocol, nothing. Is it possible the same to happen with Putin or with Aliyev or with Nazarbayev or with I don't know Xi Jinping? No, absolutely impossible because everything is done to project power. Uh, we have seen, for example, everybody is mocking Putin for going to North Korea, but you see, there was like national holiday. There are fireworks, like children with the flags, and photos of Putin and Kim, Korean leader everywhere. The same in other places. The same kind of. This is like the theater, but it works. It works not only for the people of their own countries. They also want to show that they are great leaders to their own people, but also to the world. Maybe we can call them dictators. In the Western Europe, we say, "Oh, we don't care. It's dictator." Yes, but it works for the third countries. You see, because these people and Putin and Xi Jinping, they know when they come with the big plane and their own car. We see Western leaders, they don't bring their own cars to other countries. They come and the protocol of the country provides them, car of the protocol service. They put some flag and it works. But you see, Putin, like for example, he comes to the third country. He comes in his big arrows. He even brings the second one, like the present to Kim Jong Un, North Korean leader. It's not because he wants just to please Korean leader, but also to show that there is a big Russian car. That Russia produces its own car like ours, but in fact, everybody knows that it's a shit car. It's a shit car, but it looks nice. It looks huge. It looks like powerful car like Russia itself. But every people knows that it's only for Putin car is done such a nice way. It is everything works properly. But other arrows, which is for sale, it's a shit car. Yeah. Let's see. What is the point? And the point is just how is important to project the power. personal power are understood now. You are talking about uh, Shanghai. Yeah, yes, yeah, even Shanghai gang in Astana, Kazakhstan. Yeah, even we say Shanghai gang or this dictators club coming together. But you know, arrogance towards this kind of organization is also mistake. You see, there are important countries. China economically is just space rocketing. Of course, people say, ah, there are the speed of the Chinese economy is not the same as it was before. But if we see other economies, Chinese economy is doing still doing very well. Or we see countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, uh, you know, growing and becoming more and more important. Central Asian republics. And of course, we can say that our gang, yeah, they're gang in their own countries. They are suppressing freedoms, most of the freedoms, but in general, they project power. You see how these events are organized, from the airport, small details. It is important, still important, because everybody watches it. Everybody around the world, from Africa to Middle East, they see, you know, and the picture is important. And when they see, in fact, in reality, United States remains major power, economic, political, military power, as I said. But when they see, the world sees online, even on the Western media, that on a G7 meeting or on Victory Day, celebration, they see the U.S. leader, losing his direction. Everybody takes him and directs. You have to go this way, or you have to go this way. And during the press conferences, uh, we see the weakness. It is wrong, and that's why I like the United States. My kids are there. I have been many times there. Really, uh, I really respect this country, democratic values. But at the same time, you know, there should be understanding that projecting power is important, projecting respect is important, uh, using, using uh, this lobbying capacities. We see now in the Western capitals, we see new think tanks opening and flourishing. And these think tanks are open mostly by by those who are part of the Western world, but they are working very effectively with the dictatorship regimes. We see, like, for example, Hungarian think tank, very very good one. I attended several of their events. It is really well done, really organized, very excellent public, and they serve nice food. If it is breakfast meeting, you see the croissant and nice coffee machine and everything. During the lunchtime, they always serve something, some food, some salad, some even champagne. It attracts people, and people come and see that they always rent a nice meeting room. There are microphones, there are equipment, cameras, everything. You see, uh, before the meeting or after the meeting, there are like tables with champagne, with red wine, white wine, with the salads and everything. It is done intentionally to show greatness, to show power. And it works the same way. We shouldn't think that today in the 21st century, human mind has changed and people have changed. No, we have to acknowledge that human today's civilized person of the 21st century, and we can say that humanity more or less became civilized last 200 years. Before that, there were human zoos in Belgium when Congolese families were displayed and people were throwing them bananas. And we had women rights were not provided to women in many European countries. There were execution in many European countries. There were, I don't speak about other terrible Inquisition, Holy Inquisition. It is not far away, historically. But and we have to understand that the human brain was formed mostly, in not in the democracies. Democracy, we can say that okay, we can speak about Greek democracy or Roman democracy. No, it wasn't the same democracy. There was still execution. There were beating of the people. There were burning of the Christians. So projecting power is important. Let me see. I have one person, interesting interlocutor. He speaks English. It's good. Yes, indeed, that we have to choose between two moments here in states. I don't even want to go for election, but I have to because I don't want to see another 4 years of underground Obama ruling. Yeah, many people say that today Biden is in fact it's not Biden, but it is Obama team which is ruling. Obama himself, I believe that he was a great leader. He was projecting power. He was very popular among with the young people. And whoever. Well, I believe that probably Obama would be even Michelle Obama. Many people speak that Michelle can be a good candidate, but she doesn't want. I saw her interview saying that someone has to has the passion for the politics. She said that I joined the politics because my husband brought me to politics, but I never wanted to be in the politics. So that there should be personal passion to be in politics. It is like the drag. If you never tried the drag, you don't care. You don't want. Uh, but once you get it, you become sick. And power, people who get the power, they get obsessed. You see, 81, 82 years, he wants to still to run for the presidency. Why not to prepare the successor, clever successor, clever someone from the Democratic Party who can bring the party forward. America is the country with the biggest number of Nobel Prize winners, with the best universities in the world, with the most intelligent people working and living in this country. And still we have, one very old person and with degrading health. Another one, Trump. We see that of course, he's in better health shape, in mental shape, but he's arrogant. He's what he does, what he says, sometimes makes even more confusion among the allies of United States. So between bad and very bad, now United States is choosing between bad and very bad. Very apparently Biden is not capable for to go for the second debate or for the to run. We still have time, but we see that things are not getting better. I'm surprised when the Democrats say that they were shocked about display of Biden. But for me, I believe that the best display of Biden was during the debate. At least you could stand for 1.5 hours without making stupid movements, and of course his mental health. We see that he's degrading. But generally, if we see other moments and G7 meeting and meeting of the world leaders in France, we see even worse. Uh, yes, Javan, yes, projecting power is the subject of military, cultural, or economic, like Chinese do. I do agree. But United States projects power militarily whenever there is United States interest at risk. It sends its military fleet with airplane carrier, with it projects power. And everybody says that there was like huge American, fleet coming with cruise missiles, with ships, with planes on it. It's projecting power. Cultural From cultural point of view, America is still the best country which projects power, cultural power, because still Coca-Cola, you know, jeans and many things are American. Bulgar, McDonald's. It is also projecting power. Hollywood is projecting power, but we see other countries also projecting cultural power, like Turkey. Now, Turkish soap opera, films are spread all the Middle East, North Africa, and if you see any, North African from Algeria or from Tunisia, they all watch Turkish serials, because they see similarities because cultural family, and now they do this. The same about China. As if you remember, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we didn't see China projecting military power or even economic power. China just penetrated, sneaked to the Africa first. We have seen Chinese, investment going to African countries very softly, very carefully, and widening its influence in the Africa. Now, China is number one country in Africa. Then, little bit to Middle East, and we see the biggest investor in the Middle East now, China. Even South Caucasus. Who could have thought that China will be a key investor in Georgia? It is building the biggest seaport in the Black Sea. Yes, in Azerbaijan, in Hungary, China is building the biggest electric vehicles center and electric batteries, and it will be the biggest in Europe. Europeans try to protect European car market from Chinese cars. What they did, they do it in Hungary, EU member state, and it will be Hungarian cars with under the Chinese technology and Chinese, everything is Chinese, and China will get money, but it will be sold from Hungary, and no European country will be able to say no, sorry, this Chinese car. No, it's our car. It's investment, foreign investment in many European countries. It happens. So you see how clever they do. Could you have imagined that China will be important economic, projecting important economic power in EU member states? It has been exporting their, goods, small kind of things, but now Hungary. When Xi Jinping came to France, he came. It was official visit to France, but what he did further, he went to Serbia and Hungary, where it makes investments and big investments. And Hungarian economy was doing very bad in 2022-23. Now Hungarian economy going up, and it will go even further next years, because when this factory will start working and working places will start, then it will be another story. Thank you. It's very interesting to be online with you, and you give you ask clever questions, and exactly correct about Turkish cultural influence via movies, music. My two friends admitted, one from Morocco, another from Puerto Rico, and their wives both are hooked up on Turkish soap movies, serials. Absolutely, you see, even Puerto Rico, you see, they are hooked up by Turkish soap movies. My wife is the same. Probably all the wives are now hooked up on Turkish soap movies. My wife, and I know my daughter studies in the United States. When she comes here, she watches Turkish soap movies, and they are well done, very good quality. They show nice women, nice men, and you think, oh, how nice Turkish women are, how nice Turkish men are, how nice their buildings, villas, their sites, and everything, and it attracts everybody. Wants, oh, ah, I didn't know that Turkey is so nice. I will try next time go there. Oh, young men, they see a nice Turkish woman. I say, oh, how nice women they are. I want to visit this country. So it is also projecting power. But neglecting this is a big, big mistake. And I believe that American political system needs a shake-up. We cannot always see at the elections, old people. I am approaching 60 years old, and I believe that okay, if I live up until the 70, I will be a happy man. But I don't imagine that after 70 I will be able to do anything. I would like to look after my grandchildren, to take care of my family and everything, but not to have such a stressful life. When you have to take the plane and fly overseas a big distances. And even I know even my parents, my dad had his head was the best computer. I remember I was over 30, 35, 40 years old, and I was looking for the phone number of my friend, and I couldn't find, of course, it many times after school, during the school times, I was the friend. And my father, I think that once he called him like 30, 40 years ago. Uh, and I was, my dad asked what I looked. I said that I had a good friend. I forgot his number. Oh, this is his number. I was shocked. How he can. And my father remembered small, figures, like he was in the agricultural sector. He could tell what was the number of coals in Azerbaijan in 60s and 70s. The state of the agricultural sector in 60s, 70s, and today. And when he was over 70, I saw that he had symptoms of dementia. I was saying things which were not realistic. So, regardless of the human general health, after 70, after 75, your you start getting problems. You have start general problems. It can be heart problem, your liver, your movement, or your brain, or anything. And there should be limit. Okay, you can be maybe up to 70. It is more or less fine, but but not 81, 82. And if Biden runs to president 82, he wants to be a president of the United States at the age of 90, 86, 87. It's unimaginable. The same about Trump. He still looks, adequate. He speaks, he keeps his harsh speaking and attracts people. He attracts people because on the comparison with Biden. Okay, this was just about importance of projecting power, and I would like to thank Javan for being opponent of me. If you want to join any kind of discussion during my next streams, I would be happy to invite you if you want. And I know that not everybody would like to talk about Azerbaijani politics, but if you want to speak on the neutral subjects, either it's you or anybody who's watching us, I would be happy because I need to have English language content. There are not many Azeris who can join, and we can have stream in English. Nahid, we had very good. If you watched, we had not nice conversation with Nahid. But I would like to get more Azeris living in other countries who can share their views about our region, about the life in the United States, about many things. Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching this stream. Particular thanks to Javan Bahramov. I understand that you live in the United States. All the best. As I said, my both kids live there. Uh, Somebody writes that there is no noise. There is no my. They don't hear my voice. I am not sure if it is true or not because uh, nobody writes about this. Anyway, I am completing here. I am finishing this stream now, and I hope that next time we can have more spectators. And please feel free to share this video. It is very important that people not only watch but can stream also. This can share these videos because we try to speak, you know, adequate things. This is my thoughts, and again, as I said, I like United States. My kids are there. I appreciate this country for all that it done to my kids, and but I don't want to see this country making mistakes, not to be seen as weak. I know, and everybody knows that this country is strong, but when it fails to project the power it has, it's also a big problem. Thanks again, and now in four, no, in 20 and in 50 minutes there will be another stream with Emin Ahmed Bekov, uh, Azerbaijani former police officer who is in political exile in Strasbourg. He will speak about French social system. It is really very good. It's more or less the same as in Belgium, in Netherlands, but in French there are some advantages that don't exist in, for example, in Belgium or in Netherlands. In America, I know that the social protection system is terrible, and but French system is unique. It's very very good. You can have your even ceramic teeth for free. If you don't have enough money, if you are unemployed or you are refugee, you can have medical treatment for free. Transport is for free, and many many advantages. We'll talk about that in 50 minutes. But now I stop, and once again, thanks everybody, and please feel free and help me to develop this channel. It's very important, and I rely on your support. Thanks a lot.